everybody out there. So we're going to start laying down on our backs, all right? So you don't need anything but yourself and a mat for this Pilates workout. Today, I will give modifications and variations as appropriate as we go along. So we're going to start on our backs with our feet flat and our legs hip distance apart. And I want you to just inhale both arms back behind you. And then exhale, arms down to your sides. So we're going to do a couple of these, and I'm going to add pieces as we go along. That's one thing that I love to do in the workouts that I teach. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. We start at one place, you can stay there, or you can progress as it makes sense to your body. Okay, arms come down, stay here, curl your tailbone, and start to peel and roll yourself off one vertebrae at a time. We inhale at the top, and then exhale in the work on our backs with our feet flat and our legs hip distance apart. And I want you to just inhale both arms back behind you, and then exhale, arms down to your sides. So we're going to do a couple of these, and I'm going to add pieces as we go along. That's one thing that I love to do in the workouts that I teach. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. We start at one place, you can stay there, or you can progress as it makes sense to your body. Okay, arms come down, stay here, curl your tailbone, and start to peel and roll yourself off one vertebrae at a time. We inhale at the top, and then exhale, curl, and roll back down. So we're going to combine that. When you get to the bottom, arms come back. Arms come to your sides. Curl and roll up. And then roll back down. Okay, one more like that. So you can always stay here, right? You pick and choose what's right for you. Maybe it's just the arm movement to get that breath going. Maybe it's that bridge. Or maybe you're going to combine more with me here. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, arms come to your sides, and as they do, roll up into a crunch, or what we call a chest lift sometimes. Roll back down. Leave your arms back. Curl your tailbone. Roll up. Roll down. Don't worry about the choreography, okay? It is okay if it's not making sense, if this feels new to you. Again, I want you to start to feel how you could just do piece by piece to work into your lifestyle, into your body, where you are at any given time on any given day. Roll up. Now stay here for me and pump your arms. We're going to inhale and exhale and inhale. This is a version of what we call the Pilates 100. Inhale. You can do this flat without the crunch. Just one more set. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Roll back down. Arms come back. Keep your arms back and curl your tailbone to roll up. Okay, one more piece I'm adding to this is just the arms. I want you to exhale to bring them down and inhale to bring them back. Exhale down. Inhale back. One more. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, curl. Roll everything down. And now we're nice and warmed up. Nice job. Bring your hands behind your head. So elbows go wide. Thumbs are at the base of your skull. Okay? Inhale. Let's go over a crunch. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Roll up. Your tailbone stays down. And then you inhale to come back. So many times people get scared of crunches, understandably. We've either been taught them weird at some time in our life, or we've been pressured into doing them, or sit-ups and they hurt or bother our necks. Granted, there is a lot of this kind of motion in Pilates, but I don't want it to hurt and I don't want you ever to feel pressured to have to do it. So if we go through form, think about tucking your chin, all right? Don't look up towards the ceiling. Look at what happens when I do that. I get all this neck tension. If you tuck your chin and look at your belly button, it is much less strain on your neck. Now, it's harder for your abs, granted. That's the way it's gonna be sometimes. So as soon as it gets fatiguing, like let's say you do 2 repetitions and it's fatiguing, then you take a break. And then you come back when you can keep proper form and not hurt your neck. You can also use a pillow behind your head so that you're not starting so flat on the ground. All right, lots of options here. Roll up, stay here, twist to your right, come to center, twist to your left, come to center, roll back down. Do it again. Now twist to your left first. Nice job, getting the obliques awake a little bit. Remember also, I do have a video available on how to do crunches without neck pain, and that's worth going through if this is difficult for you. Okay, one more set of each. So to the right first, center, left, center, and down. One more. Use that breath to help. Center, right, center, and roll back down. Beautiful job. Release your arms down at your sides. Give your neck a couple turns. Straighten your left leg out and hug your right knee in. Give it a really good squeeze. And then we're going to reach that right leg up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to show you options. We're going to do a Pilates leg circle. You're going to cross across your body slightly, down, around to the right, and up. If this isn't doable for you, you have lots of options. You can bend the left knee and do your circle really small right here. Okay? You can bend the right knee as well and start with circles right here. The goal, no matter what position you're doing, is to try to keep things nice and quiet and still while you're drawing that big, long reaching circle with the right. So we're strengthening that right leg and hip while actually using your core and your abs to keep everything else controlled. Switch directions. Go to the right, down, around, and up. This principle is called disassociation. You do not have to remember that. It's just important to understand we have a lot of movements in Pilates that use this idea. We're trying to move one body part while keeping other body parts still. And that is one of the ways that we're always getting that core working in Pilates. Hug the knee in, because we're focusing on that idea instead of just letting you flop that leg all over the place wherever you want. All right, switch. Left knee in, reach the leg up, point the toes, across to the right, down, and around. Whatever version you would like. Now, a question I get asked almost every day is, I get some clicking or popping when I do leg
That's what I
circles.
have
What is
right
that?
now, clicking and popping.
I can tell you usually what it is. If it's not painful, if you just hear click, 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 and it has no pain, it could be something we call clicking hip or a snapping hip. Generally, it's going to be a tight tendon. You can do smaller circles to make that go away. Now reverse directions. And also what I have found personally as a physical therapist and myself and my clients, as you get stronger in these motions, that goes away. As you strengthen, that will start to decrease, okay? One more. And hug the knee in. Nice job. All right, both feet down. We're gonna do one more set of bridging before we move around. Inhale. Exhale, curl your tailbone. Roll yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. One more. So curling and rolling through the spine, another principle we use in Pilates a lot. This idea of spinal articulation. Really healthy and good for our spines. If if you happen to have a fusion, you can actually do this sometimes depending on a lot of different factors, but I don't want you to force through the rolling. Think more of just a lift and a lower, okay, if you have that fusion. Otherwise, again, really healthy for us to get our pelvis and our spines moving. Nice job. Straighten the legs out. Now here's where it's optional. You're either just gonna roll to your side and sit up, and I'll meet you up there, or we're gonna do a roll up to get there. So, to do a roll up, you reach your arms back. Think about pulling your belly in. Inhale. Exhale, arms up, tuck your chin, roll yourself up, right? One vertebrae at a time. We just talked about rolling. Over your legs, restack. Now, my tip for roll downs and roll ups like this, if they're hard for you, grab a towel. You're gonna have a towel roll and you're gonna place it right here on the mat in your low back, and you're gonna use that. I have another video, a tutorial and tip just on doing these roll ups, okay? So if you need that, please pause, go watch it, and come back. Tuck your chin and roll. But the last thing I want you to do is get discouraged because these are hard, because they are hard. Sometimes our bodies just don't move in this direction. So optional is to be right here, okay? I want you to roll back with your arms on your legs and come back up. So this is your variation for roll ups. Right here. It's mostly, I want you to just focus on trying to roll through the spine, okay? So I'll do one more of this full version. Over, restack, and now we're all gonna roll down halfway and stay there. So you're either right here or you're right here, holding onto your legs, okay? Either one. And what you're gonna do then is inhale the right arm up, exhale down, left arm down, okay? So those are your two versions. Whew. Again, showing you that you're able to modify and change for your own body. One more each side. Inhale, exhale up, over, nice job. Restack your spine. And then we're all gonna straighten our legs out and separate your legs to mat distance apart. Hands come behind your head. You're gonna sit up nice and tall. This alone can be very difficult if you're tight. So I want you to try to get here, and if it's not doable, you can sit up on a block or a blanket. And then from here, inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. This is actually one of my very favorite Pilates exercises, and I use it in physical therapy all the time to try to get that upper spine and thoracic spine moving. Really important and something we tend to miss in life. One more each side. And center. Nice job. Arms come down. And then I'm going to have you come onto all fours. So we're just going through some various positions so that you're prepared when you do want to progress your Pilates practice to go a little bit deeper or farther. So from here, find that nice flat back position. Your elbows are slightly bent. Left leg back. Keep it straight. Lift, lower. So I really like to work into this all fours or quadruped position. It's going to give you arm strength. It's going to give you some abdomen. Find that nice flat back position. Your elbows are slightly bent. Left leg back. Keep it straight. Lift, lower. So I really like to work into this all fours or quadruped position. It's going to give you arm strength. It's going to give you some abdominal strength. And then obviously we're working your legs too. 3, 2, 1. Keep it up there. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, nice job. Right leg back. Lift, lower. So here, if you need to go down on your elbows, you can do this exact same motion on your elbows. If this is bothering your wrists. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Bring it in. Okay, legs together, and I want you to move your knees back slightly. We're going to find a plank position. So what happens is you lean forward right here, and this might be as far as you go, okay? So exercise number 1 is just leaning back slightly and leaning forward. So if this is brand new to you, even after my abdominal surgeries, this was it. This was me 6 weeks later trying to figure out if my abs were working yet or not. All right, so we all have a time we start at the beginner place, and we all have times where we stay there, and that's fine. All right, so that would be number 1. 2, come forward onto your knees and just find your plank here and see how it feels. If you know you're comfortable coming up into full plank, then I want you here with me. Holding it, elbows again slightly bent, you don't want them locked. And let's just rock forward on our toes. So you're either rocking forward on your knees, or you're holding a plank, or you're right here rocking forward on your toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Knees down, separate your knees wide, and come back into a child's pose position here. Walk your hands over to the left, and then walk your hands over to the right, and come back to center. One more big stretch, and slowly roll yourself up. Give yourself a shoulder roll at the top. And that was a great job. So we are moving on to lay down on our sides. That is another really common position in Pilates. So I want to talk you through it. So if this is new to you, or you're most comfortable flat on your side, you'll be here with your elbow bent and your head in your hand, or maybe even just straight and flat here, okay? If this is familiar to you, then you'll be up in a high elbow. I tend to give both options. Bottom leg is going to be straight, and it's at the top edge of your mat. And then the top leg is straight out from your head. So here's our position. Think about your ribs lifting up. Even if you're laying flat, I don't want you sinking. I want you lifted. Flex the top foot. Bring the leg forward, point, and bring it back. Flex, forward, point, back. We are going to go back to that idea of disassociation here, meaning I am trying to get that leg moving only as much as I can, that my back doesn't move, that my body's not flopping all over the place. So I only come forward as much as I can that my back doesn't flatten, and only back as much as I can that my back doesn't arch. All right? So here too, you can do a really small motion. You can lay down completely on your side. Right? Inhale, exhale. Another way to modify this, or just give a variation, is the bottom knee can be bent like this, and it feels a little more stable. So if you're new, do it that way. I did it that way for probably the first year or two, but I did Pilates. All right, we're gonna circle. Keep the toes pointed. Come forward, up, and around. Keep thinking that idea of lifting, okay? I find if I'm ever thinking, gosh, this position just doesn't feel right, what am I missing? Don't freak out by thinking of 20 different things. It can feel that way in Pilates sometimes. First, just think, where can I lift? Switch directions with your circles. Where can I get taller? Or where can I feel longer? Or where am I sinking and can I lift out of that? That alone can adjust your form 90% of the time. All right, one more. Nice job. Bend your knees, press yourself up, and let's do the other side. So always thinking of that lift can really help. And then what I find is I take that principle to all of my other movement activities on my spin bike, maybe lifting weights, maybe carrying my kids. If I feel fatigued, brushing my teeth, I'll say, where can I lift? Where can I get taller? Where can I lift out of? And that can help. All right, so we're setting ourselves again. We have hips stacked. We're thinking of belly in. We're gonna flex the top foot. Inhale forward and exhale back. Nice job. Feel like that leg is on a glass table. So it can only slide forward and backward. It can't drop, it can't lift, because it's just sliding right on that level table. Good job, 2 more. Rest when you need to, okay? These are fatiguing, even for people who think their legs are super strong. Again, my marathon runners and triathletes get fatigued from these. Keep your toes pointed, go forward, up, and around. Because we're working muscles that you're not used to working. Again, one of the benefits of Pilates. Switch directions. Good job. Another thing is, please don't get too caught up in the breathing, especially if you're just starting. If you are breathing and happy, okay, you'll find a pattern eventually that works for you, but it is not worth stopping and getting discouraged because you inhale when I say exhale or vice versa. Nice job. Rest and come up. And we're going to go into mermaid stretch. So typical mermaid stretch is in a Z-sit, which would be this. I have my left foot back and my right foot in. If this is not doable for you, you can sit cross-legged, or you can just sit up on a small block or even a chair, okay? So I'm gonna have my arms out to the side and inhale and exhale. I'm gonna go to the right first. So my hand comes down and I stretch up and over. My sit bones are down, trying to stretch to the side. And then I lift to come up. Again, there's that lift idea, and then I'm still lifting up and over. Nice, and back up. Nice job. And we're going to switch feet. So if you're cross-legged, switch which one is on top. If you're seated in a chair, you can just meet us right here. And we're going to go to the left first. So think about inhaling to come up, because it's going to help you lift. And exhale over. This is our last one. And come back up. Nice job. And we'll restack. Hands come out. And then we're just going to turn and have our legs out in front of us. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, dive forward. Again, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you're still seated in a chair. Maybe your knees are bent. Restack. I want you to just think about movement. Okay, more than how big the movement is. Just think about moving your body. Think about getting to know your body, right? And then reach over. We'll stay here. Inhale. Exhale, restack. Nice job. I am so proud of you for possibly starting this journey, maybe starting it anew, maybe you're simply listening to your body for the very first time. Those are all great victories to celebrate, and I'm this journey with you, and I'll see you soon. So excited to see you. We are doing our 5th and final video as a part of the beginner weights workout series. And in this one, we're putting it all together. So I'm going to show you how we can do combination lower body and upper body moves to get arm strength, leg strength, and a lot of core strength all at once. We're going to start with one weight. And again, at this point, hopefully you're feeling confident in choosing what weight is right for you. I would go on the heavier side here. If you're unsure, you can start a little heavier because we're doing some legs along with some arms here. We're going to do what's called a push press. So I'm finding that squat position again. Hopefully you're more familiar with that now, with my feet shoulder distance apart, slightly turned out, and I'm holding one weight right here at my chest. I'm going to go down into a squat, and I'm pushing my arms overhead